Hi friends, today we are going to have a look at the new xlookup function and compare it with vlookup function. So let's see through an example. So in this worksheet, we have three tables, table A, B and C. Table A has the country code and the country name. Uh, Table B has the country name and the number of stores in that country, and the table C has the country code and the sales in millions. We are going to find out few questions by comparing the information in each of the table, and we have four questions to answer. Can we find out what country the code is B for, and then can we find out the number of stores in location J, and then can we find out the location code and total sales of Poland, and can we find out location code, number of stores and total sales of United States. As you can see, the information is scattered in the three different tables, and we have to compare each of the tables to get these questions answered. We have three different functions we are going to test today. Vlookup, index plus match, and xlookup. This is the newly introduced function, and it's not been rolled out to all the Office 365 Excel versions as yet. But we are going to have a look at how this xlookup functions is different from other VLOOKUP functions and index plus match. First function is VLOOKUP function. It's very familiar function, and we use quite often in our day-to-day businesses, and almost everyone who is using Excel is aware of this function. It's a very useful function. Let's see how this function works and if this can answer the questions. The very first question is, can we find out what country the code B is for? So okay, let's see, is equal to V lookup code B table array, and we are going to find out the name. So we are going to use the table A, as it has both the country code and the country name. And one thing to remember, the item we are looking for has to be the leftmost column of the lookup array if you are going to use the VLOOKUP function. Leftmost column of the lookup array. Here we are going to return column number 2 that has the country code name, and we are going to exact match it to see if it returns yes. So the country code B is for Spain. Let's move to the second question. Can we find out number of stores in location J? So the number of stores is in column in the table B, but this table does not have the location code, so we cannot find the number of stores in location J, that is Belgium. So to find that out, first we have to find out the country name for the location code J, and then we can find out the number of stores in Belgium. So the VLOOKUP function does not have this facility to match two different arrays in two different tables and return the value, so it fails over here. Now let's move to the question 3. Can we find out the location code and total sales of the Poland? Again, we cannot find out a location code here. Simple reason is that though both location code and country code are in the same table, but again, if you are going to find out Poland in table A, it has to be the leftmost column, but it's not the leftmost column in table A. It is the second column. If VLOOKUP is going to return the correct country code, it has to be in this format. See, So this is now the leftmost column, and if we are going to search for Poland, it will return G, but here it will return nothing, it will return the hash value. So again, the VLOOKUP function is failed due to its limitations here, and we do not want the name column over here, so we can simply delete this one. And obviously we cannot find out the sales as well in this, because we do not know the country code J, and to find out the country code, first we have to uh, change the table structure by using VLOOKUPs. Again, in question 4, can we find out the location code? We cannot find out the location code. The VLOOKUP failed on the very first attempt. So the number of stores, and can we find out the number of stores of the United States? Yes, we can find out the number of stores. As you can see, it is the leftmost column, and both name and the number of stores are in same table. So equal to VLOOKUP United States. This is the table array we are going to look up, and we are going to return the value column number 2, and going to exact match again. Yes, so there are 10 stores in the United States, but we cannot return the sales because we do not know the country code J for country code I for United States, and it's in a different table, and VLOOKUP failed to provide the country code, so VLOOKUP again failed to answer this question. So the next function we are going to look at is index plus match functions. These are two different functions, match and index, and we are merging it together to get the answer. These are not as common as VLOOKUP is, but still very useful function, and people use it quite a lot to compare different tables and different arrays. The match function, as you can see here, will return the position of the item we are looking for. For example, if in our first question, can we find out the country name of the code B? So let's see if we can find out the position of the code B. Match lookup value is B, and the lookup array is obviously this one, and then again we are going to exact match it. So the country code B is at position 2, yes, 1 and 2, we can see that, and now we can return the value at position 2 in the same table. Index array, now we are going to return the name of the country, so we have selected this column, and the row number is this, Spain. Okay, that's good. So we have to use two different functions to get the answer. Now let's merge these together. So is equal to index, we need the country name from this table, but that is the position, the row number depends upon the outcome of this function. Spain. Good. These are the two functions. These are the two same functions, same values, same arguments, but written in one function as combined. This is, as you can see, it's a bit more complicated as compared to VLOOKUP, but does give you the answer of the question. Now let's see if we can find out the next question. Can we find out the number of stores in location code J? As we saw in Vlookup, it failed because of the lack of functionality of comparing two different tables in two different arrays. Here, let's see if we can find index and match function. So location code J, again index, and we need the number of stores. The number of stores are in this table. Again, the position in this table depends on the outcome of the match function. What we are going to look is J in this table, and the array we are going to look at is this, and we are going to exact match again. 9. Okay, that's fine. So the index plus match function works. What happened in this function actually is, as you can see, the bottommost rule, the bracket sort first. In the very in this function, the match function will be executed first. The match function will take the position in this table of the element J, and then that outcome will be used to return the index value from this table. So let's have a look and open this function here. Is equal to match J, this column, and exact match. So the J is at position 10. Let's see if we have used the same argument, same see, this is exactly the same. Index this array and this column number, this row number 9. Now we merge these together to get this 9 out. As you can see, yes, index plus match does return the answer, give you the answer of the question, but it is a bit complicated. This is a very simple, straightforward example, but things can get complicated, and the function can get a bit more complicated as it looks like from this example. So now let's see if we can answer the question 3 and 4 using index plus match function. So is equal to index. So first thing we are going to find out, we can we find out the location code. So we are looking for the location code, so we definitely need a value from this table, and the position, the row number of in this column depends upon the outcome of this function. So we know the country name is Poland, that is in this column, and then position in this column, and we are going to exact match it. Okay, so Poland's country code is G. That's correct, yes. Okay, now let's see if we can find out sales. Now we can find out sales because we know the country code, and in sales column we only have the country code. That's where we look for sales. Let's see if we can find out the sales value here. So again, in on the position at this column, we are looking for this match. Okay, so 2 million, that's correct. So the index plus match function is useful in comparing two different tables in two different spreadsheets or different worksheets. We need location code, number of stores, and total sales of United States. So we need the values from each of these columns. The very first thing is the location code of United States. It's similar to the question number 2, and we are going to return the value using the index formula. The location code is in this table, and depends on the value returned by uh, this function. We are looking for United States in this column, and we are going to exact match it. It's I. Yes, it is I. That's correct. Okay, now let's move to this second question. Number of stores in United States. Okay, in index we are looking for some value in this column. Match United States is here, and in this column, yes, exact match it. Good. Now let's see. Now we are able to find out the code of the country using the index plus match function, which was not possible using the Vlookup function. We can now find out the sales as well, where the Vlookup function was failed. Equal to index is here, again match function. We are looking for code I, that is for United States. In the column function will return position of the item, and index function will return the value position in a different column, a different table maybe. Yes, so index plus match function is able to answer all 4 questions, but as I mentioned earlier, it is a bit complicated. This is a very simple scenario, very small tables, very small number of sheets, but this could get very complicated in big organizations, and where there are large volume of data and different databases, and they use this function quite a lot. To index plus match function, I would rather say it is a renamed index plus match function. It is kind of doing the same thing as the index plus match function. Let's have a look at how it looks like. So it's xlookup, and then the lookup value. The very first question we are looking for the code B, and the lookup array is this one, so it is kind of doing the match function here, and the return array is this one, so here it is kind of index function, and if not found is an additional facility, an additional feature of this function, and we are going to exact match. And one additional feature is the order of the search. You can say search first to last and last to first, and the binary search features included in this new xlookup function. Yes, Spain, straightforward. Again, let's have a look at the code. J is equal to xlookup, and what we are looking for, we are looking for code J. Is it this? Yes. And lookup array is this. This is the value we are looking. This is the array we are looking. This is a match function, and this is the table we are returning the value from. Okay, so this is the index version, index plus match function combined together, named as xlookup. It is it is not that difficult to see from here. See, yes, that's correct. Now let's see if we can find out the, so let's see if we can find out the location code for the Poland. That is equal to xlookup, and the value we are looking for is Poland. The array, this value is this one. This is, again, I'm revising, it's a match function, and the return array is this one. This is the index function. So these two combined will index and match function which we have used earlier. This is the new feature, and the order of search is another feature included in this one. Yes, easy. And we have our answer G. And can we use again xlookup to return the sales from this value? Yes, we can. And here is the answer. This is, as I said earlier, similar to the index plus match function, a simplified version of the same function. So now we have seen how the xlookup function actually works. It has two parts. For the first part is doing the match function, and the second part is doing the index function. And let's see if we can find out the answer for the fourth question. And of course we can find out the answer for the fourth question. It is a very simple, straightforward scenario for the function, and we will definitely get the answers. You can repeat and revise the function a couple of times before you will use to it. And once you will use to it, it will reduce the time and effort people are normally putting into index plus match function, and the things we are unable to do in the Vlookup function due to its limitations. I hope you liked the video. Please subscribe to my channel for more interesting and informative videos on many other topics. I am in process of creating the VBA Excel videos, and will be available for the viewers shortly. Thanks for watching once again, and you can